Tebeau Show on KQ 92.9 FM, Salem, Raleigh.
Hey, welcome to the show. We're back, and it's Jimmy Tebeau in the studio. That's me, and with me today is Mike Velasquez, the guitarist of the Schwag, and Tyler Gustafson, who is also the band's photographer and videographer. And we are going to be checking out today cuts from the recent Schwag show at Kane's Ballroom. This was in Tulsa, Oklahoma on... When was that? That was like the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
The 25th, I believe.
Yeah, November 25th. We drove down there on a Tuesday, and then we got to the theater, or it's a ballroom actually, holds about 2,000 people. They were restricting the capacity to 400 people, and we had around 200 people show up. And we didn't know what the turnout was going to be, considering we're trying to put on concerts in the middle of a pandemic. But we got there early, and we set up not only the sound equipment, but also video equipment. And Tyler over here did the live video editing, as well as putting in cool graphic effects. So this show is going to focus quite a bit on that performance and stories within. So... well, let's go ahead and just kick off one of the videos. Here is the Schwag live at Kane's Ballroom.
Walking jingle in the midnight sun. Copper, gumbo, silver. Come on up like crazy. We'll start down through a dream night. Just shine like a diamond night jack. A leaf of our colors plays a golden string fiddle to a double E waterfall over my back.
was the Schwag right there, live at Kane's Ballroom in Tulsa, Oklahoma, from November 25th, 2020. And man, the energy that night, people were so pumped to get out and see some live music. And Tyler, I got to say, those video effects that you put in on the live video editing was fantastic. So you were on the side of the stage mixing the video cameras, and then you were also adding in, what was that? Some animations that you made?
Yeah, we animated some of our original artwork, and it was like you have the walking guy, you have the like Grateful Nation flag, you have some of the other like overlay effects that like made it like look like psychedelic and spacey. So it was like a lot of fun, and then just look for more of that to come.
Yeah, the Tyler's been working on taking artwork of the Schwag and then turning it into moving characters. So that got sprinkled in. So those out there listening to the show, you can also check out the video of this show by going to the KKID Facebook page or the Schwag Facebook page and checking out all these fantastic videos. And you know what? That show was quite a production. We got there at 2:00 in the afternoon, set up these cameras, and did the sound check. Now the sound guy there did a great job mixing the sound. The soundboard feed was outstanding. What stood out for you at that show, Mike?
Oh, well, you know, I just love Kane's Ballroom, the venue itself. I think it's a historied venue. It's been in Tulsa for a long time. You know, there's been a lot of really famous people that have played on that stage there. It's just kind of a cool building. It's got lots of neat pictures of artists that have played there. It's got, you know, if you're in the backstage, you get to see all sorts of cool signatures and whatnot on the green room wall and all that. So I appreciate the history of the place. And then, you know, of course, the stage is great. The sound is great. The crew there is top notch. So, you know, I've always had a good time there. I love Kane's.
Yeah, Kane's Ballroom. Yeah, real pro operation. And they were talking about having us back on a semi-regular basis, perhaps maybe even doing a 2-night run there where we do 2 different shows and change it up. Enough chit-chat about the show. Let's go ahead and check out another cut from the Schwag, Kane's Ballroom.
gonna shine my back door someday. Well, the sun gonna shine my back door someday. March winds gonna blow all my trouble away. I wish I was a headlight on a northbound train. Well, I wish I was a headlight on a northbound train. Yeah. I'd shine my light in the cool Colorado rain. I know you right are gonna miss me when I'm gone. I know you right are gonna miss me when I'm gone. Gonna miss you, babe, from rolling in your know you right are gonna miss me when I'm gone, gone, gone. I know you right are gonna miss me when I'm gone, gone, gone. Gonna miss your baby from rolling in your arms.
All right, that was I Know You Rider by The Schwag, and you're listening to the Jimmy Tebeau Show. That's me. We do this every Wednesday here at KKID, and in here, still with me, is Mike Velasca and Tyler Gustafson. Man, what'd you guys think of that rider there from Kane's Ballroom? What up?
It was crazy. Spanky really hit it on the keys when he sat in with you guys, and he like handed it off to Mike, and Mike just kept it going. There's a lot of energy in that one.
I was having a lot of fun with that one.
Yeah, Kane's Ballroom, what a fun venue. And we're focusing this whole show on that. If you're just tuning in, the Schwag played at Kane's Ballroom on November 25th. That was the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And, man, it was great turnout. I mean, they limited capacity there to, I think it was about 200 people there, but it holds 2,000. So it was great to do that show. It lasted 2 hours and 15 minutes, and we'll be hearing more cuts from that coming up. But right now, we're going to go to commercial break and hear from our sponsor, Peace of Mind. All right, we're back. If you're just tuning in, this is the Jimmy Tebeau Show, and I'm with that band, The Schwag. And in the studio this week with me, we got Mike Velasca, the guitarist of The Schwag,
Hey.
as well as Tyler Gustafson, band photographer, videographer extraordinaire. And you can also go to the KKID Facebook page and the Schwag Facebook page and check out a video of this whole show and video of us playing all these songs at Kane's Ballroom. And that's the focus of the show this week. And we wanted to set this next song up a little bit because it's really an excerpt from part of a song. We do this trilogy of songs called Help on the Way, and then there's this jam called Slipknot, and then we come out of it and go into Franklin's Tower. But tonight, I thought it would be cool just to pull out the jam on that one and just get into the meat of it, because if you're only going to listen to a little bit of it, listen to that. I don't know. What else would you say about this jam, Mike?
Well, it's, one of the favorites out of the Dead catalog of, lengthier instrumental improv pieces. It's framed by, like you said, those two songs, Help on the Way at the beginning and then Franklin's Tower at the end. And it's known for, kind of exploring some of the darker tonalities that, the Dead were not only capable of attaining, but also that they were, well known for. They'd get really far out and deep in this jam. And we try to access a bit of that feeling during this one.
It gets spooky. That's what we're trying to say. It's in the key of A minor. And enough with the chit-chat. Let's get into it. This is the Slipknot Jam by The Schwag, November 25th at Kane's Ballroom. Okay, that was Slipknot Jam out of the trilogy of Help Slip Frank from Kane's Ballroom on November 25th down in Tulsa. And what a great show it was. And you're listening to Jimmy Tebeau. And we are going to do something a little different. Since we just played a dark jam, we are going to go into some happy thoughts. We brought in some jokes. And I got Mike Velasca and Tyler Gustafson in the studio here to help read some of these jokes to lighten it. We'll call it a joke circle. And we want to preface this with, we did not write these jokes. It came out of a book that I found at Barnes & Noble called Dirty Filthy Jokes, the censored versions, and we picked out some of the better ones anyway, the ones that we can read live on the radio and on Facebook. Okay, so don't hold them against us. We apologize to anyone listening if we offend anyone. This is just for fun. So a blonde is out for a walk. She comes to a river and sees another blonde on the opposite bank. Yoo-hoo! She shouts to the other blonde. How can I get to the other side? The second blonde looks up the river, then down the river, and shouts back, You are on the other side. Who's next over there?
All right, I got a good one. A girl calls up her pharmacist and asks him what can she do for her boyfriend's dandruff problem. The pharmacist goes ahead and recommends Head and Shoulders. A week later, the girl calls back and asks the pharmacist, "Okay, well, how do you give somebody shoulders?"
Oh yeah, that's good. That's quality. That's quality. All right, Tyler, what do you got?
All right. The sheriff of a small town walks out in the street and sees a cowboy coming down the walk with nothing on but his cowboy hat, gun, and his boots. So he arrests him for indecent exposure. As he's locking him up, he asks, "Why in the world are you dressed like this?" The cowboy says, "Well, it's like this, Sheriff. I was in the bar down the road and this pretty little redhead asked me to go out to her motorhome with her, so I did. We go inside, she pulls off her top and asks me to pull off my shirt, so I did. Then she pulls off her skirt and asks me to pull off my pants, so I did. Then she pulls her panties off and asks me to pull my shorts off, so I did. Then she gets on the bed and looks at me, kind of sexy, and says, 'Now go to town, cowboy,' and here I am."
He literally went to town. He must not know what he's looking for. He was close. Okay, brings us to this joke now. A couple of redneck hunters are out in the woods when one of them falls to the ground. He doesn't seem to be breathing and his eyes are rolled back in his head. The other redneck starts to panic, then whips out his cell phone and calls 911. He frantically blurts out to the operator, "Oh my God, help me. My friend just died. He's dead. What can I do?" The operator, trying to calm him, says, "Now take it easy. I can help. Just listen to me and follow my instructions. First, let's make sure he's dead." Then there's a short pause, and then the operator hears a loud gunshot. The redneck comes back on the line and says, "Okay, he's dead now. Now what do I do?"
Okay.
Make sure.
Here's another one. Bubba was fixing a door, and he found that he needed a new hinge. So he sent Betty Sue off to the hardware store. At the hardware store, Betty Sue saw a beautiful teapot on a top shelf while she was waiting for Joe Bob to finish waiting on a customer. So she's looking at this teapot, and Joe Bob is working with this customer. Betty Sue says, "Okay, how much is it? How much is it for that teapot, Joe Bob?" Joe Bob says, "Well, that there's silver. It'll cost you $100. She says, "My goodness, that sure is a lot of money." Betty Sue says, so she goes on, and she's kind of thinking about it, but she remembers, "Oh yeah, I got to get this hinge." So she describes to Joe Bob, "Here's the hinge I need." So Joe Bob's looking for the hinge, shouts from the back of the store, "Hey, Betty Sue, you gonna want a screw for that hinge?" And then Betty Sue replies, "No, but I will for the teapot."
She misunderstood. Lost in translation. What can we say?
Right.
I don't know.
Let's see how this one goes. A young brunette goes to the doctor's office and says that her body hurts wherever she touches it. Impossible, says the doctor. Show me. Takes her finger, pushes her elbow, and screams in agony. She pushes her knee, screams, pushes her ankle, screams, and so it goes on. The doctor said, no, you're not really a brunette, are you? She says, no, I'm a blonde. He says, I thought so. Your finger's broken.
Oh, we are into the dumb blonde jokes this week. We apologize to any females out there with blonde hair. It's not personal
Not my joke.
at all. But speaking of blondes, a blonde pushes her BMW into a gas station. She tells the mechanic, it died. After he works on it for a few minutes, it's idling smoothly. She says, well, what's the story? He replies, oh, just crap in the carburetor. And she says, gosh, how often do I got to do that? Once again, lost in translation. What can we say? You guys out of jokes over there?
I got one more.
Mike's bailing on the one that's in front of me. He's like, I'm not going to read. You're up.
I guess I do have a third one. I didn't realize that. All right, so we'll start with this. 3 hillbillies are sitting on a porch in Kansas. One says, boy, my wife's so dumb. She's so stupid. She went to town today and bought an air conditioner. Hell, we ain't got no electricity. Second hillbilly says, hell, that ain't nothing. My wife's dumber than that. She went shopping yesterday and had a washing machine delivered. They all laughed at him. Why, nobody around here had any plumbing. The third hillbilly says, well, I reckon my woman has to be the dumbest. Just this morning, I was looking through her purse, got some change, found some 6 rubbers. Hell, she ain't got no pecker.
She had 6 rubbers, but doesn't have a pecker. I don't know why would she. Oh, okay. Mike, you got another one there?
Okay. Here's another good redneck one. Okay, somewhere in the deep south, Bubba calls an attorney and says, is it true that they're suing the cigarette companies for causing people to get that cancer? And then the attorney says, yes, Bubba, that's true. And then he goes on to ask, and people are suing the fast food restaurants for making all them fat and clogging their arteries with all them burgers and fries. Is that true, Mr. Lawyer Man? And then he says, sure is, Bubba, but why do you ask? Bubba says, well, I was thinking maybe I can sue Budweiser for all them ugly women I've been waking up with.
I don't know if that's, litigation these days, it's went to a new level, but I don't, you can sue anyone for anything, but whether it's going to stick or not, that one probably not.
That book was probably printed before 2008.
That book, it was an old joke book that I found in Barnes & Noble, and I'm like, this is great material. We're just going to go ahead. So we didn't write any of these jokes. We apologize if we offended anyone. We do love you. It's all for good fun. Life's hard, you got to take a break. You got to think about the little things. All right, so back to this Cain's Ballroom. What's next? Get Out My Life Woman, blues tune.
Oh, yeah, that was really fun.
Okay, here you go. The Schwag at Cain's Ballroom, November 25th, Tulsa. Check it out.
Get out the light, woman. I don't love you anymore. Get out the light, woman. I don't love you anymore. Get out the light, woman. Nothing but heartaches by the get out my eyes, teardrop. I got to see my way around. Get out my eyes, teardrop. I got to see my way around. Get out my eyes, teardrop. Nothing but heartaches all around. Get out of my life, woman. I don't love you anymore. Get out of my life, woman. I don't love you anymore. Get out of my life, woman. Nothing but heartaches down the score. Get out my eyes, teardrops. I got to see my way around. Get out my eyes, teardrops. I got to see my way around. Get out my eyes, teardrops. Nothing but heartaches by the
Okay, we're here back at the Jimmy Tebeau Show. And that was, before we went into break, we were listening to the Schwag playing at Kane's Ballroom on November 25th. And that was Get Out My Life, Woman. And what a fine, fun show it was. That's been the theme of the whole hour long. But in this last segment here, we want to talk about Schwag merchandise. Yes, the show is also sponsored by the Schwag Merchandise Store. And in here to tell us about it today is Wade McBride, who has been running the Schwag merchandise. What's up, Wade?
Hello, everybody. Yeah.
Now, I heard that there was some new Schwag merchandise available. What's the story on that?
Yeah, we have a new a dab mat actually here.
A
Check it
dab
out.
mat, okay. Now, a dab mat, meaning you could put that under your dab rig. And for those that are not watching this on Facebook and you're just listening to the show, there's it's got a pretty cool design on it. It says the Schwag, and it looks like an image of a guy holding a pack of papers.
Who is that guy?
It's hard telling.
It's silicone, and we have heard reviews that it is reported to work really well. It serves its purpose.
Okay, so where can you get these dab rigs now?
You can pick these up on swagmerch.com or at our shows. We'll have available.
Did you say there's an online store now?
Yes, there is actually. We have swagmerch.com is where we're at now. Get all kinds of goodies there. T-shirts, koozies, these new dab rigs, or dab mats, I'm sorry. We got rolling papers also.
Oh, let's look at those.
Oh, there's rolling papers. Yep. And those it's the Schwag rolling papers. And if you're watching on Facebook, it's
right there.
It says the Schwag on them, and they are 1 1/4. They're ultra fine rolling papers. It says "Not Dead, Just Grateful" on it. And what's the inside there?
We got
Have some
message.
And again, I got good reviews on those. I've heard good things.
Okay, on towards. So it's got the Schwag social media listed under. It's almost like a business card where you can get a pack of rolling papers along with the info. So that's cool. So there is a new Schwag online store at swagmerch.com. And who gets those orders, and do those go out pretty quick?
Yeah, we usually try to get them out. We're taking messages all the time. We can get the order out usually the next day. I mean, it's pretty quick stuff.
Just in time for Christmas.
Ooh.
Or the holidays, I should say, to be politically correct. And that's great. So the store's only been open like a couple of weeks now, right?
Correct. Yeah, it's been probably a few months in the making, but we actually got up live and started taking orders about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago.
And who built this new website, swagmerch.com?
Oh, well, I put it together. Yeah, it was kind of a crash course, but yeah, it turned out pretty well, and we're all pretty proud of it here, and we'd love you to check it out and get some merch, Swag Merch.
Swagmerch.com, made by Wade. And I'll hold up a shirt here. This is one of the shirts, and it's a tie-dye. And if you're watching on Facebook, you can see it. But on the radio, there is a skeleton playing a guitar. It's a tie-dye shirt. And you got one over there, Tyler, don't you?
Oh,
What's
yes.
That's
Very popular. The piano key, I believe.
Oh, the keyboard guys, yeah.
Keyboard guys, yeah.
Well, that's cool. So Schwag merch is now available online. And there's also some pins available as well. Pins, not
Correct.
pins. And T-shirts. And
Koozies. We have
koozies and posters. So,
It's your one-stop social distance shop. So
yeah. And we're gonna roll into this last song from we only got a few minutes left, so we're gonna play a little bit of Sugar Magnolia, Schwag at Kane's Ballroom. We thank everyone for tuning in, and check out our band online, theschwag.com, or the Schwag merchandise store, schwagmerch.com, or on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all that good stuff. All right, people. See you next week.